Dear viewers and listeners, I am Prof.Dr. Iqbal from Bazm-e-Sheikh Iqbal. I am today present with a very important aspect of my life. I have rendered some services and people have, along with me, have rendered many services. But one important aspect of my life of which I am really proud and because of which I am what I am, I feel. That is the welfare of the visually impaired people. The blind people, the people who can't see, one cannot realize when one has eyes. If one's eyes are closed even for an hour, the whole panorama of life is darkened. The whole pageant of life is effaced. The life itself is effaced. Well, we may learn about people that they have got blind. We may see them in trouble and tortures, in unimaginable difficulties. But one who has suffered himself, one who has faced this blow of fate and fortune, one who has undergone all these tortures, deprivations, apathies, and indifferences of some of the, I was going to say most, and I'm right if I say most of the people who have eyes, who have this benediction and blessing of God, have little knowledge of the difficulties the blind people are in. Since, as I have already told you the story of my life and still it is continuing, when I lost my eyesight, I was 7-8 years old. At that time, perhaps I could not imagine the magnitude and dimension of going blind. That might have been felt by my parents, by my father, Sheikh Alladiya, by my mother, because for them the world was dark and people at that time could not conceive of a blind leading a happy, a rich, full, independent life. That was just a brag, a boast to feel that a blind could live honorably, respectfully, and with dignity and with all pleasures of life. Anyway, I have, as I have told you about my achievements, I have told you about my successes, but I feel that was due upon me. I always feel indebted to Almighty God who gave me the chance of coming into the field of helping the blind people. As perhaps you may be remembering, as I have told you already, that we were 3 blind brothers and 1 blind sister. So I could feel it on my pulses what blindness was. So it was my passion. Right from that time, when my blind teachers in Lahore told and explained that if society pays importance to this problem, if society is not indifferent to the people who have these difficulties, blind can live as honorably, as respectfully, with dignity as their counterparts are. So the teachers in Lahore infused that light in me that I must go ahead whenever I find time. So when I came back from Lahore, I was in Peshawar, and there we started what you call an organization. I was not very clear then about organization and its all procedure, because when I was in Lahore, even when I was child or a boy of 14, 15 years, there I established an organization, Hakko Sadakat. And out of 25, around about 14, 15 boys were with me, and we don't know what we did, but we thought that we were doing something. So when I got back to Hushab, it was in 1960. I started feeling for the blind people, and I arranged a function on 14th of August. That was 14th of August 1960, and some of friends came over there, and one teacher was from our school. He asked me what this function is for. I don't know. I was not very clear. I said, this is for the help of the blind. That was a simple episode, but when I was in BA in Sargodha, we established another organization. Rather, we established the organization, National Association for the Blind. They were registered with the registration authorities. And we had no money at that time, we had no resources at that time, we had no guides at that time. But some of the blind were with me, and some of the sighted persons were with me, Mr. Shabir Mirza, Mr. Anwar Mughal, and a few others. We sometimes felt that we should do something. We held meetings every month, and luckily all the meetings were well attended, and they were well reported even by the newspapers. Then it was something new that something was being done for the blind people, for their uplift. Although it was just in offing, it was just a blurred picture of what I was going to do later on. Though I worked for 2 years, and some articles were published in the newspapers, or people who came, we told them the difficulties of the blind. We helped some of the blinds, some of the blind people. But when it was probably in 71, 72, the story is very long, but I will try to curtail it, to shorten it. I had an idea that I should start an organization of the blind, because I had taken my master's degree and I was appointed in Government College, Sargodha. So it was probably in 72, 73, 1972, 73, that some of my friends with me went ahead to open an institution for the blind, and we actually started it in 74. Many blind people came over there, and we started teaching them. And that organization got registered with the social welfare in 1979. That was very important date or time when it got registered, with the name Pakistan Association of the Blind. Since then, I have worked indefatigably, untiringly, with many of my sighted friends and blind friends. We all tried our level best to hold functions, to arrange seminars, symposia, and such activities as to inform the people about the problem being faced by the blind. And since then, I am thankful to Almighty God. I and my friends work day in and day out, and thousands of blind people have got educated from the forum of Pakistan Association of the Blind. Hundreds of them have got employments. They got married, and they are working in various capacities as professors, as judges, as lawyers, typists, telephone operators, and working manually in many workshops. So I think that was due on me. I was duty bound. Almighty God, which blessed me with all benedictions, unimaginable benedictions. I could not imagine that I could be so well placed, so well honored, so well loved. And I will talk later on of my family, and I was unaware, I could not even dream of the honor, the pleasure, the dignity which my children are enjoying in their various capacities. And when I have any good news about them, about their promotion, about their education, and now even my children, the children of my children are so well placed. I'll talk of them in detail when I talk of my family affairs in some talk. So at that time, I bow my head before Almighty that He gave me the chance of helping those people who really deserved my help, whose help was my first and foremost duty. And it was because of this that I was so well placed in life, and my children have got so many blessings of life. They are leading a happy life, happy family life, happy conjugal life, happy, say, monetary life from all viewpoints. The more they get progress, the more they get promoted, the more they get any benefit of life, I become proud of my thinking or my passion for the blind people. Because if you do good to others, Almighty does good to you. People, especially the people who are with suffering, are so dear, are so beloved of Almighty God. If you help a person who is in need, God blesses that individual. And who does not deserves no sympathy of Almighty God, because one who loves his creatures, actually he loves him. So this feeling has always dominated me. This became my passion and is still my passion. I can't mention the magnitude of the task which I undertook and the way I worked, how much I suffered for that, how much I was able to do for that, to spend for that, to exhaust myself for that, to win the sympathies of the people who could do something, to organize the blind, to enlist the cooperation of the people with the sight. That was a Herculean task. It is still a Herculean task. But if you really are well intentioned, the doors stand open before you. If you will, you will do. If you wish, that would certainly be fulfilled. If your intention, if your will, if your wish, if your desire is sincere, is sprouting from the core of your heart. So, whatever I have got, whatever successes I have got, my books, the magazines who were published on my life, the honors which I have got in form of medals, shields, certificates and all that, that is because of the fact that God, I feel, has been very kind to me, because I shared the joys and sorrows of the people who were like me, who are like me. I have seen, I remember women coming to me, mothers coming to me crying that their child is blind. What would happen? The children are blind. What would happen? There have been people who cried day in and day out. They were supposed as parasites by their parents, and they came in this institution. They came under over here the supervision of Pakistan Association of the Blind (PAB), and now they are enjoying their lives. They have their own houses. They have got their own children. They have got well placed in various avenues of life. This is not time to recount all those difficulties, all those people, because I wish that I would be writing on it also in some separate book, what I could do for the visually impaired people. Yes, of course, in this mission, many sighted people helped me. Now, if I start naming, I may forget because I don't have any chit of the name written before me. So, I am just orally talking and extemporally talking. So, I don't name, God knows who helped, and many helped. If they had not helped, my mission, my objective, my desire would not have been fulfilled. So, this mission continues till the last gasp of life. As Coleridge feels, he prayeth best who loveth best, things all great and small. I have always honored the blind people. Most of the blind people may not be feeling that something has been done. It doesn't matter if they don't feel any sort of what I should say. There may be certain grievances on the part of the blind people, but I could not do. But I endeavored my level best to do the best I could do. And I am really thankful to Almighty God who gave me this chance. And you know that I have given you some, I have uploaded certain videos of the programs which we held in 2000, that probably 2001. So, you might have viewed all those videos, and from that you can realize what we did, what my friends did. And we kept it doing, but all could not be recorded, all could, because means were limited. And when the means a bit developed and our consciousness a bit developed, so we have some videos and we presented it to our viewers, they might have read. So, I would appeal to the people, come to my help, come to our help to bring out of difficulties thousands of blind people who can lead a very honorable, who can lead a very dignified, who can lead a very self-contained, self-sufficient life, and those who could only become beggars, they can be made feeding others, clothing others. I know so many blind who have been helping their relatives even, their parents even, because God has given them that strength as in their job they have been doing best. So, this story is very long, and this is the important part of my story of blindness. I would request my viewers that they should send it to their friends, and they should subscribe, so that as many as people should be able to listen to these programs or see these programs. They may be moved to help those who really deserve all help, all sympathy, all commiseration, all type of helping hands. So, thank you very much for that.